Hey friends, welcome back to my channel. I'm Angie, and I just wanted you guys to see some of the gorgeous sunrises here on our homestead. So in all seriousness, if you really like that view and you want to move to Vermont, let me know in the comments. This is going to be going on the market in a couple of months. So if you want a historic site, but in all seriousness, we're going to be listing our house for a sale not too far from the future, in about a month or two. And if you enjoy mountain views like that, want some land, and you want to live off-grid, let me know in the comments and I'll get a hold of you, because you could potentially buy this before it even hits the market. So let's talk about what's going on the homestead. Just going around getting some of the chores done this morning, and you guys can come along with me. So we are working on deep cleaning the house. That's been our main focus for the past few months, and we still have some more work to do. My husband and I work during the week, so weekends, it's basically weekend warrior projects every single weekend. But that's okay. That's what we gotta get done. So as we're preparing to sell our homestead, you got to think about real estate agents. And there is a real estate agent I personally worked with in the past, who I bought my previous house with, sold my previous house, and she actually helped me sell my parents' house a couple years back. My dad had cancer and they wanted to sell the house before he unfortunately passed, which we were able to do. It was their home for over 40 years, so that wasn't easy. But so she's actually going to come by later this month. But with that said, if you are looking at buying land or even real estate, you probably have heard the name Wayne Turner. If you haven't, check out his YouTube page, because the other day, I got a personal phone call from Wayne Turner himself. And I was surprised. And it's like, there's no way he would call me. It's probably one of his, members of his team. But no, Wayne Turner himself called me. And, I was surprised. He did. He listened and he asked questions. And I tell you, he's not BSing in his videos. He really does understand the market. He's been in it for a number of years, as with a lot of real estate agents. My point is, if you're looking for a real estate agent, because let's be honest, it is a business transaction in the end. Is there an emotional piece about it? Absolutely. I mean, it's been your home, your property, your estate. So of course there's an emotional attachment to the piece of property. But you also have to keep in mind, and it's hard to do, to try and take out the emotion and look at it as a business transaction. And I know that can be really hard for some people to do. And don't be afraid to interview your real estate agent, because just like when we go to an interview, it may feel like it's just us doing the talking, but it's a two-way communication. Whenever I interview for a job, I always ask the hiring manager, hey, how did you get to where you're at? And what's one improvement that you've done that really impacted your team, or something along that lines. So if you're looking at interviewing real estate agents, don't just go with one. Don't be afraid to interview several and get a feel for, if they know the land or the property. Sorry, that is just a gorgeous view. But don't be afraid to ask them questions and get an idea, because yes, they're going to pull comps. But when you have a unique property such as ours that's completely off-grid, I also don't want to get shortchanged, because the value really is more in the land. And having 52 acres and other potential buying sites, that's where the worth is at. So yes, I was surprised Mr. Wayne Turner, the guy from YouTube, actually called me back. But he, brings something unique to the table. He's got more of a national pulse on the real estate. Now, yes, local agents do know the area locally. So with our conversation with Wayne, he is going to be in contact with a local real estate agent that, yes, is affiliated with him. But what we'll do is we'll have a conversation with them and get an idea. How much do they know about the area? How much do they know about land? Things like that. So don't be afraid to reach out to multiple real estate agents, because they're all in competition. I hate to say it, but they want your business. They earn their commission on a percentage of the sale. And this is your equity. It is your home that you've owned for years in some cases, or generations. And don't just let them lowball you, basically give you a low price just because they want to get the sale. Now, I'm not trying to talk poorly on realtors, not at all, but it is just something. I'm pretty good at picking up vibes from people, so if somebody's trying to put one over me, I can tell right away. I'm just saying, use caution and interview the real estate agents, because yes, they're ultimately working for you. You guys saying hi? And I made sure it was clear that the goats are not part of the sale of her homestead. But the other thing that was pretty valuable is I got to ask Wayne questions like, he knows we want to move to West Virginia. Since he has connections all over the nation, he's going to get in touch with somebody in West Virginia, a real estate agent down there that could potentially help us out buying land. We actually have a trip scheduled to go back to West Virginia next month. So we'll see. We'll look at a couple of properties. There isn't a whole lot on the market, unfortunately, down there for land. There's like 2 properties that we're kind of interested in, but you never know. You get talking to the locals, go to a local diner, and sometimes word of mouth. They know, hey, this person's thinking of selling their property, and sometimes you can get a deal just like that. So don't be afraid to visit the area that you want to move to. Get to know the locals, ask them questions, get to know potential neighbors, things like that. All right, I know I keep showing this view, but it's absolutely gorgeous. And this view is something we are going to miss when we move. But if you want to wake up to this view on a very quiet homestead, seriously, let me know in the comments, because if you are being serious that you want to own a property like this, please let us know in the comments below. If you haven't done so already, please like and subscribe to our channel, and you can follow us along as we're trying to sell our homestead and we're trying to buy land in West Virginia. So follow along for the journey.